Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
That's right. There's bird powder everywhere at Jordan's house. What was that noise there?
What?
What's that noise? Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily Morning Breeze Edition. On today's episode, Adam Schefter went on NFL Live and talked about how he is all in. Everything that they've given Caleb Williams, how can you not be? Come on, Schefty.
Come on.
Welcome to the dark side. We got to talk about why he's on point for being bought in on the Chicago Bears team, and where should Bears fans' confidence be the most high and the most low heading into the season. We'll talk about all that, and some hilarity and more will ensue on today's episode. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the date is 6/10/2025. It's 7:07 in the morning. And Jordan JC, the Ollipops got me feeling good.
Oh,
clean.
Are we gonna have to have an ad break soon?
Yeah, it may need an ad break. I'm jumping higher, running faster. I'm getting in and out of doors.
He's all in on the prebiotics. You just all in, huh?
Hey, bro, a couple days I'm floating, baby. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Dude, he is emptied out.
Just tell that toilet to watch out for me.
Oh boy, goodness gracious! You worse than me with the pork and beans, man.
No, because one of those is a healthy meal. One of those is a healthy meal to start your day with. The other one is not. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Miss Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page if you have not done so. We are back to the point where I think it's like 54% of y'all not subscribed watching the content, which is good because it means that there are people watching the content. But it's also, just press that button. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that thumbs up. We appreciate all the love that we get here at the Morning Breeze. Jordan JC, how you feeling, my guy?
Oh, feeling good, feeling great. We got all types of people coming to the dark side. We got everybody buying in, and now we got Schefty saying that he's all in on the Bears. Let's go.
And you know what? I like Schefty's reasoning behind why he was all in on the Bears. He talked about it on NFL Live. And I think that here's the tough part. I think everyone else around us is in on the Bears for these reasons. And we as Bears fans are, of course, terrified because how dare us have hope in a team that has dashed our hopes so many times, time and 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 time again and time. Then how dare us have any faith in this team? So I understand the standpoint that Schefty is coming from on this. So we're going to break down at least the most confident in the team, and appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. I will say this, Jordan JC, you tap into any of the BET Awards last night?
Actually, I did not. Didn't realize that the Black Entertainment
Dang it.
Television had the awards.
Dang
What did
it.
I miss? I know there was some tomfoolery afoot. What happened?
They did a little icon giveaways. They did, of course, some they gave away the Ultimate Icon Awards to give people flowers while they're alive
Oh,
and
nice.
stuff like
Okay.
that. So Jamie Foxx got one, Snoop got
Oh,
one.
genius.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. But the part that I want to bring up is, bro, I know that people are trying to do the whole like backtrack on the Stevie Wonder can't actually see, but bro, they had a teleprompter up for Stevie Wonder. What was he reading?
He's legally blind.
No.
He's
They
legally blind.
10%. And you see him without the glasses on. You know, the eyes going everywhere.
I've seen it. I've seen
what
it.
are you
But
seeing up there, bro? They had a teleprompter with words on it for
Right.
Stevie Wonder.
hey, man, maybe he practiced ahead of time to make it seem like he can see. I don't know.
They had
was he doing a little bit of this?
Hey, bro,
A little bit?
Stevie walked right up to Jamie Foxx, gave him his award, and was like, "Hey, bro, get off the stage. Here's your award." But like, how do you find him?
I think he's done playing around with people.
How do you find him,
I
bro?
think he actually can't see. Honestly,
I don't know. I don't know,
I think
man.
there's some light streaks and something going on there.
Hey, listen, I tell you what, I ain't seen a prompter that can send braille directly into somebody's palm. You know what I mean? Like that was
That's new technology, baby.
that's all I wanted to say. I was confused on that.
Part of
That
the
was-
AI, yeah, man.
Bro, you could tell like it looked like he was reading off of the prompter, like he was looking at the. I was like, what the heck is going on right now? Anyway, I digress.
That's funny.
Let's get into a little bit of the show here, Jordan JC. As
Let's
like we were
do it.
talking about, Adam Schefter bought in on the Chicago Bears. Here's what he had to say about the Bears. He said, Ben Johnson talked about all the time he spent with Caleb Williams this offseason and was trying to marry their minds together to think alike. Everything the Bears have done this offseason seems designed to bring the best out of Caleb Williams. They hire Ben Johnson. Give me a sec here. They surround him with an assistant coaching staff to elevate Caleb Williams. They go out and trade for 3 offensive linemen, and really you've added 4 with Ozzie Trapillo and or Karana Magaji in this line. To fortify a leaky offensive front to protect Caleb Williams. They then used 2 top draft picks in Colston Loveland and Luther Burden to give Caleb Williams more weapons. He got the coaches, he got the line, he got the weapons. They're doing everything they can to make sure that Caleb lives up to his potential. And listen, that to me, that conversation around the quarterback is why I do think it's okay for Bears fans to feel better about this season. I know we want to keep the world at bay and we want to not be hurt ever again and we can't buy in on anything. And I'm not telling you go all the way in where Jordan JC and the super producer Joel Holt are.
13-4, baby.
Insane work. And we're sitting people the last 2 weeks. That's diabolical. But what I will say is this, it is okay to feel confident in your team coming into this season and say, hey, this is a team that should have high expectations. Like, I think for me, what kills me, and when you hear comments like this from Schefter and everything that's been set up for the Bears here, is when Bears fans go, well, expectations shouldn't be high because the team didn't have high expectations last season. This ain't the same team as last season. Your expectations on this team should be incredibly high. I think they should be high on Caleb Williams. I think they should be high on Ben Johnson. Now, does that mean that it's going to be amazing or perfect the second day of the ground? No, but your expectations on success should be high. And again, I told y'all, success with the schedule that you have is a 9-8 season.
Your expectations should be high because, and from what I remember last year, we did have a certain level of, we got this guy, we got that guy. We addressed depth on the offensive line technically. We had gotten some pieces on the defensive line that we thought were going to be, game changers or impact as well. And we came into the season thinking that in Caleb's first year, you got DJ, you got Rome and Keenan. That's going to be an explosive offense. And so we were going into last season thinking that maybe they could get to the playoffs. Now this year, it's even more heightened. And I love that media, the national media, and a lot of the pundits are getting on board I mean, that could be a telltale sign that, hey, that everybody's recognizing that there's something real going on here, and that we've completely revamped the front office. We've revamped the offensive line. We've upgraded on the wide receiver. We've upgraded on the defense and the interior of the line in the trenches. So I mean, it just makes sense that everybody is in a sense bought in. So you love Schefter's words. I love, first of all, I love the and specifically what is it, the marrying of the minds. I love that verbiage of Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, and that's exactly what you see that's been going on. Is the more and more this kind of gets meshed together, you're going to see something possibly special happen. And I think everybody with eyes can tell that this roster is definitely different. And of course, with that, your expectation, what you think this team will do, is going to be on a different level. So again, do not feel scared to say, hey, the Bears are going to win 10 plus games, especially with all of the small moves that in the NFC North that have happened recently, people retiring, people getting cut, and now's the time to kind of take advantage of all those different things.
I mean that I think it's huge, right? Where the NFC North is at right now, and I know we got the Hoffa in here, we got the Don in here,
You got the Don.
and it's actually kind of hard. We got the Hoffa and the Don. I made them cooler than I expected to.
A couple of boxes.
Yeah, I mean, you get the Hoffa, hey, you get the Don. You got to watch these guys; they're coming for you. But no, I know that we got the opposing fans in the building, and because of that, you're just like, oh, please give us a reason to be able to go back at these guys. But like, honestly, it is, I think, when you look at the division right now, this is a division in flux. Not to say it's not going to be incredibly tough. I do think it's going to be incredibly tough, right? But if you're the Detroit Lions, you lost Kevin Zeitler, you lost
Frank Ragnow.
Frank Ragnow. Like, those are two major losses to your offensive line. You also lost your offensive and defensive coordinators from last season that have helped you build this team to where it is at. I'm not saying it falls off a cliff, but I do think it's going to be a heck of a lot more of a mountain climb than maybe some people are believing it's going to be up in Detroit. I think when you look at this Packer team, right, the question marks around the Packers, this is not the same Packer team as before. We forget the only win that they have from last season in the division comes off of a blocked field goal versus the Bears that if you put the right personnel out there on the offensive line, doesn't happen. That's the only win they have in the division last season versus any of the divisional teams.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that, to me, I think is where you start to see, okay, there's this shift. I said shift, SHIFT.
Okay. All right.
There's this shift in kind of the mindset and the thought process. And yes, I get the Vikings, right? Like I probably believe in the Vikings more than most, because I don't think you get rid of Sam Darnold after a 14-3 season. And JJ McCarthy just sucks. I think JJ's probably going to come out and surprise a lot of people in the division here, especially with Kevin O'Connell up there. But like, it's one of those situations where it is still a rookie quarterback. There is going to be time taken for him to adjust to the NFL speed and things that have happened or things that are going to happen at the NFL level. You can do all you want to protect him. That doesn't mean that things are going to go as perfectly as possible. So the opportunity is there for the Bears to gain a lot of ground in this division. I think the opportunity is there for the Bears for Bears fans to be optimistic about where the Bears are at right now.
I think that's the right word, being optimistic. Do not be, you can be hyped. I'll put it like, I'll be the first one on the hype train. I've already told you what my media prediction is. Now, I've come down, and I've been realistic. I've been on record.
I don't know about that. 13-4, not really realistic.
No. I'm not saying 13-4. I mean, if I'm being realistic, I would say that 10 to 11 wins could win you the division. We talked about maybe the records coming down a little bit from what it was last year, with how competitive it was, that you needed to possibly win just about every other week, in this division in order to keep up. Like the Bears were out of the race quickly, so I think this year it comes down in as far as competition level, as far as records are concerned. But I still think this division is going to be the best in football, because all four teams can technically compete for first place if you really think about it. And so, yes, be be hyped, be excited to a certain extent as a Bears fan, but also temper it a little bit. And I always caution myself to say temper it because I don't want Bears fans again to be scared at greatness. I don't want to be scared that we're actually going to be a special team and it could possibly start this year. I want Bears fans to know, hey, look at the roster. We got a stacked roster. We've built the talent. We built the skill level to a certain level. So now what should we expect? What should we buy in on? And that's where I want people to kind of hold their chips for right now. Until we see it on the field, obviously, I understand it's just going to be just hearsay and talk. But everybody should still be excited that this is going to change starting this year.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that you see the change, and when we talk about the confidence meters here, as we're gonna get into that here in a second, like I know it's snow pads, I know it's early, I know that, but the change that you are seeing from the Chicago Bears team in practice, and I promise y'all, this is not something that we've seen before. This is not something we've seen the Bears do. These young Bears are taking the information, retaining the information, making mistakes on the information, applying the information that they've gained from the mistakes, learning from it. And they're taking all of that and going, okay, we got that now. Now, how do we add to it? Now, how do we build on it? So it's going to be exciting, man. I think that this is going to be a Bears season where, and again, my expectations are 9-8. I think if you have 15 win expectations, you might be a little bit disappointed. But I look at this schedule, I look at this division, and as much as you can say the opportunity is there, you still got to have the opportunity play out on the field. The Packers are a tough team to beat. The Lions are a tough team to beat. The Vikings are a tough team to beat. Although the Vikings may be a little bit easier this year because I feel like a confident Caleb Williams versus a Brian Flores defense is going to pick them apart. Because
I don't know.
Here's my logic on this.
Okay.
Caleb kind of picked him apart the second half of the game last year. But
okay.
If I know where my guys are going to be and I know the system very, very well, if you have a quick release, you can beat the Viking. We watched Matt Stafford do it. We watched Jared Goff do it. We watched a multitude of quarterbacks towards the end of the year kind of just go out there and say, I mean, Matt Stafford did it in the playoffs. I think Jared Goff did it right before the playoffs ended. I'm missing a quarterback in there. There was one more that it was like, man, he really like kind of picked that defense apart. And I feel like it's very beatable if you just are in the quick pass game. That's literally what Ben Johnson is preparing Caleb Williams for.
Yeah,
that's why you've got the left foot forward. That's why, like there's all these things that I'm trying to remember who the third quarterback was. Because remember they end up beating us.
They dominated them last year.
Rams, Lions. Oh, Jordan Love. Yeah, okay. Jordan Love went out there and it still lost that game. Shout out to them. But it was, like you were watching and you were just like, oh, okay, like this is a very beatable defense. So we'll see what ends up happening there.
Speaking of, by the way, I did actually see that picture that you mentioned the other day of Caleb Williams in practice. I think he was like throwing it right over the middle. Yeah, he picked around. I think he had a pass to Olamide Zaccheaus going across the middle, and Drew Dolman almost like he was trying to take his lunch money. He was like up against a locker or something. And I was like, dang, Felix, I ain't never seen you get taken advantage of like that.
There's no pads, just nothing you can throw off of, but.
Like, come here, young man. I was like, I like to see
that out of my picture.
I was like, I love that out of my center. That guy was he been busy.
There it is. Hold on. There it is. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, because the best part about it is, I mean, it's a picture of a center. So all you got to kind of do is type his name in and drop it. Like it's not like there's a bunch of pictures of Drew Dolman across the internet. I have so many useless images in this thing.
Oh God! What in the world?
I think I said this is the Don Burr versus all Bears fans after what's his name retired.
Oh yeah, Frank Ragnow retires. Like everything's gonna be fine.
It's gonna show. There it is. It's just him versus the Army. But no, that's the picture. Yeah, look at Drew.
There it is.
Dolman right there. It's a hole. That's all you can do at OTAs. It's a hole.
Caleb just peeking around like
Caleb like,
get it out.
What we got over there?
And I love the Jordan logo from Alameda Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Getting a nice little reach out there. I'm not lying. This guy gets it. This guy gets it.
Right.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to show and love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page if you have not done so yet. Jordan, JC, I don't know if you know this or not, but we are
What do we got?
over 100 in a chat. Over 200 in a chat.
Okay.
Over 300 in a chat.
Okay.
300.
Here we go.
Got yourself.
That's a lot of belly. That's a lot of belly billings, boy.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh god, that was funny.
Oh
That
man,
was
let's get
funny.
300 likes on the video, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us as always.
Shout
We're
out,
take a quick break,
y'all.
listening to a word from our sponsors. Then when we come back, I want to talk about where are we most confident in the Chicago Bears and where are we least confident in the Chicago Bears heading into the season. We got all that and coming, all that and more coming up. But first, we got to tell you about our sponsors over at you know who, Aura. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold.
Oh man.
What happened? What?
They don't love the pumps anymore. Crit is just blasting me on the chat talking about I need a new move. It's getting a little sus now. Like y'all don't want the pumps, the air pumps, too many air pumps.
Hey man, hey. Sometimes you got to go through the ups and downs.
Jeez.
That is your move. You don't let them break your move.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I don't like that.
See? All right, whatever.
Let the pumps live on. Nobody's taking away those pumps.
Forever.
The pumps are forever.
Whatever.
Scary Williams, AT, can't please them all, Jordan. Just please your wife.
Oh. Good boy.
Good
boy.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. I love it. That like button, subscribe to the page.
The chirps. That's hilarious.
We got to continue the conversation as we were talking about Adam Schefter and the belief that he has on the Chicago Bears coming into the season. But I want to talk about this, George JC.
Yep.
Because we've talked about a lot of things that have been added to this team. But when you look at this Bears team, and whether I'm talking about whether in the division, I'm talking about whether in overall, just the team in general, specific position specific, whatever it is for you. Where should Bears fans' confidence be the most high on this team right now?
Looking at everything, I think their confidence should be the most high in the front office and the coaching staff.
Ooh.
Off the field is where they should see that we've improved the most. You got serious this past offseason in bringing in actual talent at the coaching position. You went out and got the guy that everybody wanted in Ben Johnson, that everybody saw did his job at a high level, not just once, not just twice, but multiple seasons, a number of seasons that turned around a franchise that was very depleted, that was not good at all. And now Detroit is a very good organization. You also saw all the other people that he brought in with him. The staff is, as I mentioned before, very star-studded. Eric Bieniemy, plenty of experience with running backs, some that you've known from the past. Adrian Peterson, Dennis Allen is connected to a lot of really good defensive ends that have been dominant over the years. I think Cam Jordan is also part of that as well.
Cam Jordan, I mean, Khalil Mack,
yeah,
Trey Hendrickson. I mean,
like
you got to forget
Let's
he's drafted
go.
like 3 of the most dominant pass rushers in the NFL.
I actually forgot about Trey, but yeah, because he was on the Saints. You're absolutely right. So it's like all these connections to talent and the development of players is something that I've never seen before. I'm pretty sure you all have never seen before, and that's what should give you the most confidence. Is it starts with the teaching. It starts with the small things, the little details that start now in the OTAs, in the mini camp, in the training camps, that will show itself on the field when the season comes. And so when you have a coach that is as serious as Ben Johnson about turning around this culture and holding everybody accountable and saying, run it back, run the small things back, get on the line, stop setting your, a yard up, get cold, like get in line. Like we were trying to go to you. You're holding every single player, no matter how good or talented they are, accountable. And everybody on this roster is seeing that, and they're going to buy in, and they're also going to hold themselves accountable to a certain point, because they know that this regime is very serious. They know that the coaching staff is about business. They're not playing games this year. And so, again, that's where fans, I think, should have the most highest confidence, is that no matter what you see on the field, you can have confidence that the coaching staff is on up to task.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the big thing for the Chicago Bears with the offseason, with where the coaching staff is at, with where the team is at right now, the part that's exciting is the fact that you have something that feels sustainable, right? We talk about all the people who, Dennis Allen is connected with. We talk about all the people who the Ben Johnson is connected with, and all the lessons that they've learned. But the fact that they're all together as well, I think is my biggest thing with, kind of where this coaching staff and where this front office is at, right? When you look at the fact that Ben Johnson is your offensive coordinator, but also your head coach, he's not going anywhere. When you look at the fact that Dennis Allen is your defensive coordinator, but has been a failed head coach in 2 situations, but has been a great defensive coordinator over his career, like that's the part where it's like, oh wait, he's also not going anywhere, right? Like there's a ton that you can build off of. And I think off of that point, right, where I'm most confident and where I think Bears fans should be most confident in is when you go out and you look at, I've gotten a chance to be at OTAs and minicamp just about every day. I don't know if I'm going today. I seen somebody ask that in the comment. I don't know if I'm going up there today. We got a ton on the schedule that we got to get done. We got a ton of shows that got to get done. It kind of falls around OTAs. So I might miss today. But the confidence that is built in watching Caleb Williams, and I get it. It's with no pads on. It's with, there is no it's not a fair assessment of everyone on the field, but it is an assessment that can be made of your wide receivers, of your DBs, and of your quarterback making the right decision on the field. The growth that I've seen in Caleb Williams throughout this camp, I feel like is something Chicago Bears fans should have the most confidence in. Caleb Williams has shown an ability to, again, like I've said a couple of times here, learn the information, take in the information, make his mistakes, and continue to grow from it. And it's not because the defense is playing bad. It's not because the defense is missing their assignments. It's not because the defense is out of position. It's because Caleb Williams is outplaying the defense. It's because Caleb Williams is making the right play. He's making the right read. You saw Ben Johnson not giving him any I guess slack, if for lack of a better word, when he went up to the podium and they were talking about, Caleb ended up going through his reads and then getting to the check down. That's a successful play. Went through all my reads, got to the check down. He gained 4 or 5 yards. Successful play. He got to it too slow. He's not moving quick. He's got to be quicker or it's not going to work. Like, to me, those are the things where you look at this Bears team and you say, oh, like those things that are good aren't actually good enough. Okay, that's exciting. That's different. And you're seeing the growth from the team because of that. So where I'm most confident in this Bears team right now, I get it with all the coach staff, and I think that does all play into it. I think it's truly one conversation. But I think Bears fans should be most confident in Caleb Williams coming into this season. I think the step that this young man is about to take is going to be exciting to watch. And dare I say, you're going to get the quarterback that you've been waiting for a long, 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 long,
Oh my goodness.
long, 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 long time.
All right. I mean, how do you like those pups, Chad? No, but no, even
Bumps is crazy.
like even to piggyback off of that, because one of the things I also want Bears fans to be confident in is, because I saw this one time, one of the people in the chat a couple of days ago made a really good point, but I want them to temper it. They said that, well, what if we start winning so much that now this coaching staff looks for better opportunities? What if, one of the guys gets plucked from us because we're starting to win, because they want to go on to a better position or, become a head coach or whatever the case may be, right? Improve their resume. That probably is not going to happen. That's the confidence you need to have in this too, is because clearly all of these coaches have had opportunities already to be head coaches. Eric Bieniemy has had an opportunity to be a head coach a number of times. He's in his wheelhouse being a running back coach. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have an issue staying right there where he's really, really good. Al Harris, not an issue. Antoine Randall, he's an assistant head coach. He's right where he wants to be. Also from Chicago, I think he loves the fact that he's here right now and is in his wheelhouse. Ben Johnson, he is the head coach. This is his opportunity. He's not going anywhere. Dennis Allen had some failed attempts at being a head coach. Really good as a defensive coordinator. He's in his wheelhouse. Everybody on this staff is in their wheelhouse. And I think that that's where you can have the most confidence, is that if this thing gets right, we're going to have this staff here, hopefully, for quite some time. You're not going to see parts interchanging and leaving and coming and going and getting fired. No, if this is successful as we think it will be, you're going to see this staff be just as consistent as possibly the play on the field.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think the Bears are going to be in a very different situation coming into this season. I think it all plays out here. Now we got to talk about where we are least confident. Yeah, we can't all be sunshine and rainbows out here. Where we're least confident in the team coming into this season. So, George JC, where are you least confident in the Chicago Bears right now coming into this season?
The one area that I am hoping doesn't happen is when you saw certain players go down with injury, it seemed as if the defense took a little bit of a fall off. And I'm specifically talking about Billings, and I'm specifically talking about Jaquan Brisker. You mentioned yesterday how impactful Jaquan Brisker possibly is, more than we probably even think, with him not being on the field. You talked about how vocal he is, and he was the only guy you heard, even in mini camp, yelling and just barking out orders and barking out assignments. Like that means something when you have that gone, when that's being missed. Even though you have a veteran in Kevin Byard that had a really good season, you need your Jaquan Briskers. You need your Billings to kind of be that run stuffing, defensive interior presence so that Javon Dexter can actually realize the potential that everybody says he has, and that he can break out and be that consistent, guy to get pressure on the quarterback. The Dio Adengbos, the Shamar Turners, or rather, Shamar Turners. I was going to say Shamar Stewart. I keep going back between those two names, but like that's where I hope there isn't an issue this year, is injuries that lead to a lot of time off. That's where my confidence is low, is because that could happen, and then maybe we could see a shift. I did say shifts, SHIFT, in the amount of pressure and also in the level of where the defense could be versus them when they're healthy.
Listen, I think that's the one for me, and it is one player in particular when I look at this defense, because I think there's a leadership that's happening on this defense that is irreplaceable, and we talked about him yesterday, and it is Jaquan Brisker. Where I'm least confidence in this team right now, and in a couple of spots, right? I think the health is the biggest one for me. Because when you look at the loss of Jaquan Brisker last year, that's really when things start to go downhill, and especially with him being in this defense is going to utilize the nickel so much, right? And he is going to be essentially a linebacker a lot of times in this defense, where there's going to be a ton of moments where he's playing down, or he's closer to the line, or he's attacking the quarterback, or he's going to be blitzing. Like, Dennis Allen's going to utilize Jaquan Brisker so much. I think he's that big of a weapon. I think he's that much of a leader on this team, that losing him really threw off what the Bears were able to do last season. And so when I look at this upcoming season, when I look at where the Bears are at here, I do think, one of my biggest concerns is Jaquan Brisker on the defensive side, because if you lose him, what does that do to this defense yet again? Now, different personnel in place, different coaching in place, right? Maybe it doesn't have the same effect. But from what we've seen of the Chicago Bears, when you lost Jaquan Brisker multiple times throughout his career, you've seen this defense struggle a ton. And so I think that is going to be one of the big pieces. I think you can say that on the offensive side too. The hope seems to be that there's going to be a lot of good Roschon Johnson minutes this season with this Bears team. You want those 4.5 yards between the tackle. DeAndre Swift's not giving you 4.5 yards between the tackle. We can hype it up. We can dress it up. We can do all that we can to say we
dress it up and make it real for me.
Yeah. He's not getting 4.5 yards between the tackle. Like, he's an outside zone guy. He's going to be a nice player to have to utilize in the screen game. But come on now. Like he's not getting you 4.5 yards between the tackles. So the belief is probably that that's going to be either Kyle Monangai, big Monangai, or that's going to be Roschon Johnson there. And if Roschon Johnson goes down, you're quickly looking to Kyle Monangai to say, hey, buddy, we need you to get us 4.5 yards between the tackles, which I'm not here to say that he can't do. That's a lot to put on a rookie, though. But I'm not here to say he can't do it.
You read my mind. That was the second low confidence area that I was going to mention, is running back too, specifically. Like, who's behind DeAndre Swift that can spell him and actually solidify that role? For whatever reason, Roschon has not been used as much the past couple of seasons as we thought, and I would like to see him get the first bite at the apple of being that guy that can, like you said, pick up those really hard yards, in between the tackles, get that yards after contact, yards after the first hit.
Kind of bite we talking a Buddy Hield bite at the apple, or a regular person bite at the apple?
Talking Buddy Hield bite. That apple's gone in one bite.
Hey, Buddy, Apple hate to see Buddy Hield coming, man.
He's biting that thing like a typewriter. That thing is, oh my goodness. No, that's crazy, bro. Buddy Hield bite is crazy.
I'm just saying. I just want to know what kind of bite we're talking. The dangerous bite.
Well, hopefully it is a Buddy Hield bite, because that means that he would have solidified that role. Because that's all I want to see. As much as I am a Kalmanon guy, I do want to see whether or not running back 2 is going to be solidified. So let's just say DeAndre Swift, not saying, and obviously we don't hope it, goes down with injury. Who else can you rely on to be a productive bell cow, quote unquote, running back for you? Could it be Calvin Dunn guy? I mean, he's coming from the Big Ten rushing yards leader, no fumbles in his entire career. Like, that's really good resume, but this is the next level. So, do you lean on him? Do you put him in that spotlight? Do you put him in that type of pressure, situation? So that's where it's a little of a question mark for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hear you on that. But before we get about here, JC, we are over 400.
Oh, we got
400. That's right. Don't let the pumps die.
That's right.
And also, before we get out of here, just a little nugget. Putting Bears fans
I like
cap.
Nuggets. I like Nuggets.
Heading into the day, you gotta keep a little side eye on it. Keep a little what's going on over there on it, right?
What?
Per Adam Schefter.
Oh,
NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson, who has not received a new contract, that he has been looking for, is not attending Bengals mandatory minicamp. The holdout begins. The holdout begins, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. I bet you thought there was going to be showing up to camp, didn't you?
Holdout begins.
Just give me a catch.
That picture is hilarious. Please. I done gave you all 35 sacks over 2 years.
Giving you 35 sacks in 2 years. I'm exhausted out here. Could be a little interesting. Keep an eye out on it. They cleared some money up yesterday, too, to actually get something. You thought to get something done, and nothing getting done. All right. Okay. We'll see.
Bridges have been burned. Hopefully.
I got to get that sound effect. That would have been a perfect moment to play that. I got to get that Jalen Ramsey sound. Remember when he was in Miami and he was like, "You tell me, you tell me."
Like, come on, man.
The only athlete zestier than Cat. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. Hit that like button, subscribe.
That's a hard.
Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. As always, we're going to keep it rocking here. Let us know your areas where you are most confident in the Bears and least confident in the Bears in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on little Trey Hendrickson. As Cribs has said, no Bears. Drop an FGB in the chat.
FGB.
We are 90 days away until Bears football returns, so stay tapped in. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Big Bird Don. One love. Peace.
Oh, that's not true at all, Mutt Greer. Oh, no.
The Breeze loves Waldron. No. The Breeze was the first channel to tell you this dude sounds a lot like Luke Getzey.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, I guess technically the Chicago Bears podcast was the first.
Oh, there you go. That's right.
Tap
into that.